Hello, we are back again. We've been away for a little while. My name is Jay. I'm joined by Aaron, who's been away for a fucking long while. Well, from the
Excuse,
podcast.
excuse me. Look on our YouTube. I have
No, no,
been back for the past month.
I meant on podcast
Oh,
format.
on podcast. I don't think I've done it in about 2
If
years.
if you let me finish, you haven't done it since NXT 2.0. Why aren't you fucking necking? Um, just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. So after kind of having a big discussion, obviously due to like kind of real life and schedule and shit like that getting in the way, we've decided we're going to be doing our main podcast monthly. This is going to allow us a little bit more time to kind of do some of the stuff that we wanted to try and get done that we've been
More
talking about
fun
for a
stuff.
long time. More silly bollocks with me
More
and Aaron.
silly bollocks that we
Um,
want to do.
I know Faye mentioned she's going to be doing unboxing videos, and Troy's done one as well once. And we're going to do some more watch alongs. We are also launching a Patreon, which will have more information imminently. We're just in the process of kind of planning that one out.
Our
Uh,
planned first video for the Patreon is a video that got taken off of YouTube. So
it
enjoy
is
that.
that we did
That we did.
with our good friends from Sweet Chinwag.
Yep.
yeah, I know certainly from your side of things, you're going to be doing more kind of what you've been doing anyway, with like playing games, and
Yeah.
we've had a conversation about doing a we watch so you don't have to.
Yeah, it's just that they take fucking donkeys to make.
Yeah, but just thought I'd clear that one up if anyone's wondering why it's been like about a month since we released one. This is kind of the plan going forward. We're going to hopefully have a few more cooler things coming out in the coming weeks. Also, at time of recording, we will have predictions coming back for AW Dynasty, and we'll probably be doing a review podcast, I imagine, for Dynasty after that's dropped as well. But without further ado, shall we talk about what's been going on in wrestling in the last month?
Well, I need a pick me up, Jay, because I've been depressed because I watched a man get sexually assaulted numerous times high on drugs on Netflix. So let's talk
Oh,
about fun wrestling.
okay.
Great
Well,
intro.
I wasn't expecting that. Let's talk.
Bad,
Let's
bad,
talk.
bad Reindeer on Netflix. Go watch it. One of the episodes is a bit grotty, but you'll get through it.
Oh, Baby Raymond there.
Aye, baby reindeer. Sorry,
Yeah,
Scotland.
my manager recommended me that at work today.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Fair enough. Don't know what that says about what she thinks about me, like, but there we go. Oh, you'll like that moody shit. Oh, will I? Okay. But yeah, let's talk about because obviously there's been a lot going on this month. First of all, Mercedes Moné makes her AEW debut.
Yes.
What was kind of like the worst kept secret in wrestling.
Yeah, they even put it on the poster for, is it Big Business, the show is called?
They didn't put hair on the poster.
No, but they put was it
They
Boss
put
Time?
Boston.
Boston, double S with
Yeah.
money. Yeah, dollar signs.
Well, I think that's kind of like what they did with Punk, wasn't it? Where they did everything but say CM Punk's going to be at this show.
If
And
you look at
same-
this, if you look at it this way, WWE are doing the same thing with Uncle Howdy. They're just putting it out there.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
it's coming at some point.
Yeah. It got a lot of eyes on the product. She feels like a breath of fresh air there already. I've seen a lot of people complaining that obviously she's not had a match yet, and I think when you have someone debut like this, you should have her first match be a pay-per-view.
But Jay, the
Yes,
same
mate.
people complain about Jade Cargill having matches and of not being good enough.
That's very true.
So
That's
there you go. The exact same people have the counteractive argument. So never mind.
Basically, don't look at the internet. They're idiots.
Have your own opinion. Yeah.
Have your own opinion or listen to ours because we're smart.
Checks me out coming out with the knowledge today.
Yeah.
This is weird.
So, are you excited for Mercedes and AEW? Anyone in particular you want to see a wrestle?
Obviously, you've got your Thunder Rosas, your Britt Bakers, your bigger ones that you want to see her fight. That will come in time. But there's no one in particular to say no. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think
she's a good wrestler, so I'm happy She's on weekly TV now.
Yeah, and obviously they're kind of like leaning into the whole Willow being the first like opponent. So that'd be pretty cool.
Which makes sense for the New Japan title. Not
Mm-hmm.
for it, but the history of that.
Yeah, because she got injured in their match with Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think so far, like obviously it looks like a first match is going to be Double or Nothing in May. Obviously, that is quite some time away from when she did debut, but I
Yeah.
don't think you've done it. I don't think you've done anything necessarily terrible with it yet. I think
But also, Jade, did she not have a massive injury? So she might still be
she
lingering from that.
she had a ankle break, which she was told multiple times you will never wrestle again. So yeah,
So
she's probably just waiting for yeah.
that's probably why, Jay.
She's
Just,
probably just wanting
just
to make sure everything's all right before she has a full blown match, which is
more
fair.
time to recover. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd
I
rather
I hate
I'd
going to
rather
a work with a dodgy shoulder or a dodgy back. So
yeah. I I'm the same. So hard sitting down with a dodgy back in an office, mate.
see if anyone else was here, Jay, there wouldn't be this much pish being
That's good. That's good. Like we it as we said at the top of the podcast, we kind of like coming into a kind of new era of the podcast, and when
I'm on the podcast. Everyone should know what to expect by now.
yeah,
It's been how many years?
it was me and you that blazed the trail for NXT 2.0.
Yeah,
Never forget.
never forget.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what she does. That's for sure. Next up, let's talk about let's shift things to New Japan because I know this is something that you have seen and you seem to be quite excited about from our
Well,
little
I
brief
haven't.
conversation we had.
I haven't actually seen the lineup yet.
Oh, so are you going in?
Please do entail.
Well, okay. New Japan announced that Best of the Super Juniors will begin on May the 11th, including June the 9th, and they announced 20 participants. One of which, if Aaron doesn't know, he's probably going to make noises. Quite a lot of strange noises when he hears it because he'll get excited. So first,
who's on it? Who's on it?
wait and see. So first off, we've got Sho, current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Then we've got Hiromu Takahashi. Again, no surprise there. We've got Raisuke Taguchi, El Desperado, Kevin Knight, Yo, Bushi, Titan, TJP, Francesco Akira, Doki, Robbie Eagles, Taiji Ishimori, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Clark Connors, Driller. So no real big surprises there yet, are there?
No.
Right, well, that's about to change. So making his debut, we've got Cozy Vegeta from The Mighty Don't Kneel.
Right. Yep.
Next up, we've got your best mate, Blake Christian. And then we've got two from Noah. So we've got Hayata. Are you familiar with Hayata?
I'll take your word for it.
And this is the one that you're going to get excited for. Ninja Mac.
Ninja Mac.
Yeah.
Yes, boy. So I've got Ninja Mac to counteract the Blake Christian. It's fine.
It's all right. We might get to see Drill and Murder and Blake Christian. I know you'll enjoy that.
Oh, I would thoroughly enjoy that.
And
don't give Blake
also,
Christian any points. He doesn't deserve it.
And also, if we get Hiromu versus Ninja Mac, that'll be quite nice too.
Yeah. To be fair, they always do the usual suspects, which takes it up to about 16, 17, and they throw the free debuts or whatever. So
I do think the surprise entrance they've had in the last couple of years, though, have been quite like there's been a lot of curveballs, hasn't there? Like last year they had Speedball. Year before they had Wheeler Yuta, and now Blake Christian and Ninja Mac just as little GCW sized treats.
Fuck Blake Christian.
Any specific matchups there that you're excited about seeing?
I assume the blocks haven't been announced. It's just everyone's been announced. Yep.
They'll probably announce the blocks, I imagine, next week.
Yep. Okay. To be fair, your usuals of Desperado and Takahashi will be good. Your Vegeta as well will be his
He's very,
debut.
he's
His
very good.
debut Super Juniors. It should be good for him because his past year has been fantastic.
Yeah,
And I mean, Ninja Max on the card, eh?
yeah.
Drink for every cartwheel or flip.
I'm excited to see Ninja. If Ninja Mac gets the face Despy, that'll be cool. Ninja Mac versus Titan, I'll be mental if that happens too.
Yeah,
Um, Titan really impressed me last year in the Best of Super Juniors. He got all the way to the final, I believe.
yeah. There's going to be one flippy shit match with Ninja Mac in it, like proper mental.
Yeah,
So
uh, it'd be cool if Ninja Mac does like a load of backflips and lands into a Driller Killer from Driller as well.
yeah,
That would make me happy.
it would be cool.
That would
it,
make me happy.
it might shorten his Super Juniors run, but
Don't worry about it.
he'll
Yeah,
come out. He'll come
there's
out the next night without the mask on. It's fine. It's someone else.
he'll come out dressed as Blake Christie the following
Yeah,
night. Um, yeah, there's a couple of big names missing as well, though, like no Kushida. I know he's TNA now,
yeah,
so that might be
yeah,
why. Um, I thought Speedball would have been in it again this year, based on the kind of reception that he got last year.
yeah.
And then obviously
It's not
Master
like
One,
he's. It's
isn't he?
not like Speedball slowed down or anything this year either, is he? He's being non-stop.
Well, yeah, he doesn't stop.
Yeah, he literally had on the first night in Mania, the Thursday, 4 matches in one day and lost all four.
Yeah. Um,
So,
between him and Masha Slamovich, I think they must have had about 40 matches that weekend.
mental
And
man.
Marcus Mathers, he was putting in the work, wasn't
Yes, I assume so.
he? Yeah.
To be
Um,
fair, he's done well for himself. Stuck with Daddy, but that's fine.
he has. That
That's fine.
stuck with Raddy Daddy. That's Alec
No,
Price.
I'm. It was a long weekend, all right.
Yeah. Um,
Lots
it
of
was.
alcohol was consumed.
So let's keep it with New Japan. Unfortunately, Alex Coughlin announced his retirement as well this month. This was after he suffered what's believed to be a neck injury in the cage match with War Dogs versus United Empire.
They compressed something on
Yeah,
his spine. Yeah.
pressed vertebrae.
Yeah. There you go. Compressed
Yeah,
vertebrae. See,
yeah,
one of us will get there. It's fine.
we'll get there.
One of us
That's
get there eventually.
yeah, that's a massive shame. He looked like he was gonna have a really good year this year. And obviously we got the meme of him coming out with all the chairs on his arm.
Yeah.
Um,
He's
but
just
yeah, he's only 30 as well.
fair play to him not taking the risk and just
Mm.
like, yeah, that's me done. Especially
Yeah,
when his career was just about to go as well, properly.
yeah. And again, I imagine it must have been quite a serious, like, because obviously it depends on the discs in your neck. Where,
Yeah.
like Big E's, for example, where he's saying he doesn't think he'll wrestle again, and his was like the C1 and C6, so like essentially the top and the bottom of his neck, which broke. So if it's something like that, it's a lot more of a
More
risk.
fragile bones.
Mm. It's a lot more of a harder recovery than
Yeah.
like others. Not to say it's not a hard recovery for breaking other ones, but you know what I mean.
But
But
you
yeah,
do start to walk funny afterwards.
yeah.
Am I
I
wrong?
didn't, I didn't, I didn't know.
Am I wrong?
I'm trying to think who's broke their neck, who walks funny.
Well, they're spine of some sort. Look at Matt Hardy. He walks funny.
He didn't break his neck.
Well, it was the bottom of his spine though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, see. Aye.
Oh, I mean, he had old bandy legs before anything like that
Well, he
happened.
did, but it got worse.
Fucking walking like a crab. Um, but yeah, best wishes going out to Alex Coughlin. It sucks to see anyone have to retire, and especially someone who's as exciting as Alex Coughlin was looking to be. Um, Speaking of things that suck, let's talk about the AW releases because we got the first round of AEW releases ever after Tony Khan said he wouldn't be doing anything like that.
I mean, if you look at the list, none of them are really.
There's
a few that have still been on Ring of Honor, yes, but
there was a few that surprised me. So we'll go through it. So Stu Grayson, obviously, what came back. He was part of Dark Order briefly. Then he joined the Righteous, and then disappeared from TV.
This was his second stint.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Dasha Curette, she was literally like ring announcing like the day before.
Dasha, when she had the second name.
Dasha Gonzalez.
That's the one. I was about to say Fuentes, and I knew that was wrong.
That was a WWE name.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah, Dasha, that was a really big surprise, as I say, because she was getting used like very frequently, predominantly on like Collision and Rampage. Yeah.
To be fair, just give fucking Justin Roberts double time. It'll be fine.
Well, they've had Bobby Cruz doing Ring of Honor and Collision since, so it looks like it's just that one's more of like a downsizing one.
Yeah,
where they've got one announcer for one lot of tapings, one announcer for another.
That's Tony Khan instigating that the men are always better than the women.
No, it isn't. It's a weird cut though. I will give you that. Jose the Assistant. This one was a big surprise, I thought, because obviously he's very heavily involved in LFI. They've been teasing that he was going to actually be wrestling soon as well. Which, yeah, but since
that just gives me Ricardo Rodriguez. That.
Yeah, but Jose is like fucking in boss shape. He's bigger than fucking Drillistico, mate.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers were in boss shape, but they couldn't move worth the piss.
I don't know. I've not seen Jose wrestle. He could be good. Who knows?
It could be.
He's
you won't know.
he's been hanging out with Jack Perry in New Japan, so I think things are going all right for him.
You won't know in AEW anyway, that's for sure.
Not for the time being, no. Next up, Gravity, younger brother of Bandido. He was exciting, but again, he looked like I remember reading something about Gravity where it was like when he got signed, a lot of people in Mexico thought it was kind of like too big a move for him too soon.
He's actually without a voice, realistically. It's such a shit thing to say about him, but I mean, he's actually without a voice.
I wouldn't say that because
he does more. He's more of a flippy guy as well. But
he's more flippy than technical. But yeah, it was one of those things. He just thought it. A lot of people said he thought it was a bit of a big step up for him. He come out saying he's quite. Yeah, he come out saying he's just grateful to have the opportunity. I imagine, give him a bit more time in Mexico, he might turn up back up in AEW at some point, somewhere down the line. The boys, Dalton Castle's boys. Brent and Brandon Tate. This one was a weird one. So
Dalton Castle's on Ring of Honor every week doing a storyline.
Well, these were involved in the storyline.
Yeah.
And then Tony Khan said there was issues with them no showing a show, which is why they got released.
Oh.
And then they brought something out where there was like, it looks like there was a bit of a mix up with the travel.
Right.
It was they're blaming the travel bit, like the person who organized the travel. Whereas Tony Khan's like kind of said, well, they no show the show. It fucked with a storyline, so they got written off by John TV, losing them in the woods and them getting eaten by a bear.
Fair.
So yeah, but yeah, that was another one that was very surprising because obviously Dalton Castle's very over, and
so was the boy.
Well, yeah, the boys
that was
were
a sad thing.
The boys were a big part of that package as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit weird seeing him without the boys now, but never mind.
Yeah, he still has like interim boys.
That sounds a bit dodgy, Jay. Go repeat that.
Well, no, because
he's got some interim boys, does he?
Yeah, so he's got the boys, the tag team, who are like his permanent boys, and then he's got ones for when the boys don't show up that he just kind of like an intern.
This sounds so much like a weird brothel.
Don't worry about
that. Permanent boys, interim boys.
We'll talk about that at Supercard when we talk about Supercard of Honor.
Are we going to a Catholic school? What's going on?
Moving on. Next up, we've got friend of the podcast, the guy Swerve, left in a car with a box of chicken tenders. Parker Boudreaux. He's already shown back up in AAA, so he'll be all right.
Yeah, he killed Brian Kendrick once on NXT. That was enough for me. He's
my
hero.
Killed known Holocaust denier Brian Kendrick.
Threw him down a flight of stairs. It was great fun to watch. Good old 2.0 days.
Threw him so hard down those stairs that Brian Kendrick got ousted as a Holocaust denier. Next up, we got Slim J. He was part of the Trustbusters, an original ROH talent from like
the first show. Yeah, he was with Ring of Honor for years. I remember that.
Yeah, and that was a shame that he got released because he said that this was pretty much like his last big contract. Again, hope he gets work because I quite liked Slim J. I thought he was a good wrestler. Not bad. And I never didn't enjoy him. Next up, Jura Joel. This one was a bit of a weird one because I didn't even know he was still there.
I don't even know who it is. So
he was part of the Matt Hardy family office. He was like a prospect that Matt Hardy had with Proud and Powerful, Private Party.
Yeah.
And then
that's it. Yeah. Is that all you've got?
that was the last time I saw him. I didn't even know he was under a fucking contract, mate. That was the last time I saw him on television. And that was like 2022.
Fucking hell.
Okay. I imagine he's probably wrestled in ROH a few times. But yeah.
Who watches that these days?
It sucks. It sucks to see him lose his job. And finally, Anthony Henry, who this one got caught the fucking vitriol of the internet, rightfully so, because he just got out injured with a broken jaw.
And then he got released.
And then 2 days later, basically, Tony Khan, fair play to him, saw like the kind of backlash from it all and was like, yeah, that wasn't the right thing to do. Let's re-sign him.
So he shot himself. That's what he done.
Yeah.
He absolutely shit himself.
Mate, look at how many times.
I understand why, but to make himself look good, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't mean to. We'll re-sign him, pay for his medical bills.
Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at how many times WWE have released injured wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally agree.
Gone, that's fucking awful, and they've gone, so.
I am not sticking up for WWE in any way, shape, or form. I am the last person that's going to stick up.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, it's good that at least he kind of saw sense and was like, that was a really shitty thing to do. He's injured. Let's like re-sign him. And also, because people said they wanted him in the company because Workhorsemen are great. Anthony Henry's a really good wrestler. So excited to see Anthony Henry back. At least, as I say, it's shit they all lost the jobs, but at least there is a kind of like nice thing to come out at the end of it with Anthony Henry.
None of them came out a wrong end, so they'll find jobs elsewhere. Yeah,
that's it. Jose, the assistant's already doing work in New Japan by the looks of things, so he's doing all right for himself.
I'll say don't go back to this quote like without the just it'll be fine, just in case.
Speaking of, let's go back to some more New Japan news then. First of all, I know it's different on the running order that we've got here, Aaron, but I'm gonna segue to that because we just mentioned them. Let's talk about Jack Perry.
Funny thing is, Jay thinks I'm looking at the notes. I'm just winging it.
Yeah. I shown you the notes at the start of the podcast, and I should have known that you would have closed them as soon as you'd looked at it.
I briefly looked at the notes and went, too much reading for a Scottish guy. It's fine.
There's like 12 bullet points.
I don't. It's too much.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So yeah, let's talk about Jack Perry because obviously he's shown up in New Japan as the scapegoat. Had a nice little feud with Shota Umino. He had a banger at Windy City Riot.
Big fingers up at the Chicago crowd, baby.
He won them over as well, though, by doing Punk moves, which was fucking hilarious.
That is absolutely so funny. Punk will
Yeah.
be greeting, curled in a ball. I would say cuddling Larry, but Kenny Omega had to do that last time.
Yeah. He came out with pants on with broken glass on them.
Fair.
He's, he's got a new finisher called the Glass Jaw. Um, and yeah,
what is it? Is it just a?
It's like a running knee to the jaw.
Right. Okay.
And then he, as I say, he did like the Punk knee in the corner and the bulldog and got like massive cheers. And then he started chatting GTS, so he went for a GTS.
He went for a GTS. Fair play. I'm like,
yeah,
just if you've got a thing, just go with it. Yes, Mr. Brooks might not like it, but oh my, he buggered a Scottish man at Mania. That sounded so horrible. He buggered a Scottish man on live TV, and it was on a PG program.
He committed a hate crime against the Scotsman. So he came out with riot gear as well. He came out with like loads of guys with riot gear with scapegoat written across the front. Jose, the assistant, was one of them. He also had a Chicago flag over his shoulders and then dropped it to reveal Crimea River on his jacket. Yeah. And then he had an absolute banger with Shota Umino as well. This all was off the back of the next thing we're going to quickly touch on to do with Jack Perry, which was the all-in footage getting shown. Did you watch this?
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you think it was funny? I thought it was hilarious.
It was like everyone wanted to see what happened, right? I get that.
I'm fed up with talking about it. Don't get me wrong.
For one ratings boost, why do it?
Well, I think the positive to come from it is that on the back of that, Jack Perry is now stupidly fucking over.
Yeah.
That New Japan show in Chicago was 2 days after they released the footage.
Yeah.
And now that's kind of set up for Perry to come back essentially, which they didn't need to show the footage, but
no, they didn't need to show the footage. My issue is it's a very there's no other way of putting it. It's a very WWE thing to do of just some bullshit fucking CCTV footage from the backstage.
Well, it's
of a wrestler from another company from 9 months ago.
It reminded me of two things. It reminded me of when DX had the curtain call footage and they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a cool moment for the time. I wasn't completely against them showing the footage. I just think it's one of those things where it was like it was a lose-lose situation for them. Like,
yeah,
either way, they're going to end up looking stupid because of the footage coming out. It did pretty much make CM Punk just look like a knobhead, but he was doing a good job of that on his own.
I was going to say he's always looked like a knobhead. I wouldn't worry about it.
So yeah, because obviously he kind of like he said his side of things, and then they released the footage. It was like, it's kind of embellished a few little bits and bobs there, Punker.
Yeah.
After he said he did the responsible thing and gave Jack Perry a little choke, like a responsible man.
A responsible man chokes another man.
If I responsibly choked Aaran when I see him next, he'd probably enjoy it, to be fair. If I responsibly choked...
Oh, Jay, don't threaten me with a good time, pal.
If I responsibly choked like a colleague, I'd get sacked. So yeah, that's that, isn't it? He got sacked anyway. But yeah, he looks like a dickhead. The best thing to come out of it, other than the new Jack Perry thing, was that meme of Chris Hero like having like an absolute mental breakdown before they went on the air.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to see the Scottish man murder him in Scotland in 2 months' time. Hopefully. I fucking hope so.
I hope he does a blood eagle on him. That'd be funny.
I fucking hope he gets murdered right in front of me, and I can't wait.
Yeah, are you excited for Jack Perry back in AEW?
Yes, because he's got this new character now. it's treating him well. This whole thing.
His,
It's the only
his
person
merch,
that's making look good.
his merch game coming out with this as well is fucking banging. You seen
Yeah,
his t-shirts?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're all really cool.
this whole CCTV footage for Brawl In, as it's now called. I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It couldn't be Brawl Out because they've already done that one.
Yeah. Brawl Out already happened. That was Punk in the
Yeah.
Elite. Um,
Yeah.
but basically, Jack Perry's the only one that looks good in all of this. Like even
Which
AEW, there's a little. You didn't have to do it, but fair,
I,
whatever.
I do think I said this when like going into this when they announced they were doing it. I said this on our Discord that I think this has all kind of been designed as like a vehicle to bring back Jack Perry, and kind of
So,
lean into the fact that he was made a scapegoat out of that situation. And
uh,
if it makes him like almost like an anti-hero, mission accomplished.
yeah,
Um, did they need to do it? No,
no.
not at all.
Jack Perry's the only one that looks good from all of this.
But
That's
I
it.
do think that without that, I I would question how over Jack Perry would have been coming back.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
the only person that's made look
I
so much better.
Yeah, and like to the fact that after that Chicago entrance, there was people on Twitter saying, "Fucking hell, Double or Nothing. We should have like Jack Perry challenge, like swear for the title." It's like Jesus, all right, calm down.
Ah, Jesus,
But
man, fuck me.
but also
It
like
took MJF about 2 years to get in the main event.
but also like at least people are excited to see him. Like that's the
Yeah,
takeaway I get from it. I've been excited to see him come back since he's shown up in New Japan. I'm like, as soon as if he takes this gimmick over to AEW, fucking hell, like they're going to be cooking.
he's probably still contracted with AEW.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. He's
It was
he's
an angle that
fully
he ripped up his contract.
yeah. He's still fully contracted to them.
Apparently, he did ask for his release though, and he turned it down, which obviously means they've always had plans to kind of lean into what happened, and they kind of see him as like the future of the company. But as I say, this feels like it's going to make him like more of a star.
Yeah.
It feels very kind of like Shawn Michaels after Montreal at this point for me. Like
I'll fall in love with Jack Perry as well if I must. It's fine.
I mean, he literally forced their Bret Hart CM Punk out of the company.
Out of the company, not some backstage like documentary. No.
That was their Wrestling with Shadows.
Yeah.
And then now we've got Dynasty, where he's probably going to cost bald and hair.
Yeah. I can't wait. It'll be great.
And join the Elite. Be good.
Yeah.
Slowly also kind of sets up a feud with Jack Perry and Hangman because he's taking Hangman's place in the Elite. Win-win.
Win-win.
Speaking of the show Windy City Ride that we kind of talked about then, it wasn't the only big thing that happened on that show. Which if you haven't seen the show, go watch it. Very good. But in the main event, John Moxley defeated Tetsuya Naito to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. In an absolute fucking banger.
It was quite the shock Mox won as well.
Well,
it was quite the shock.
Well, here's the thing. This match as a non-title match got announced like in January.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that'll be a cool match because Mox and Naito are the banger in the G1.
Yeah.
And then at Sakura Genesis, after Naito retained the title against Tsuji, Naito was like, Mox, let's make this a title match. I was like, wait, what? So that was only 6 days before this match. And then it was like, okay, well, there's a very real possibility that John Moxley could win the IWGP Championship. Because I never thought in a million years Mox was losing to Naito in that match. But then when they announced that it was a title match, I was like, oh, it's maybe. But then have you seen all like the promotional stuff they did before? Like there was a video package like Mox did where he was like, I only need one shot. This is probably the only shot I'll ever get.
He did it. He did it.
Yeah.
He did do it.
Yeah. John Moxley's the first man to ever hold the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship, and AEW Championship. So get
Ooh.
that up, you Chris Jericho, you fucker.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, it was very cool to see Mox win this. It looks like he's going to be doing a little bit more in New Japan, a little bit less in AEW. I'm excited to see this run because, like, his first defense is against Ren Narita, and then his second defense is against Shota Umino. So it's like it sounds like he's kind of going to be doing what he did in AEW for a bit, which was just wrestle a load of like younger guys and make them look like
it's what New Japan usually do, regardless. Anyway, with the world title, like the first couple of defenses will be a younger guy, and then you'll get your normal tag matches, obviously, and then it sets up whoever pins them in the tag match.
No one's pinning Mox. Mox is just gonna choose someone he's gonna fucking murder. Just gonna show up like the fucking Babadook behind, like, I don't know.
You just give it up with that, yeah?
Evil. Let's say evil, because that'd be funny just seeing Mox crying. Yeah, as long as evil doesn't win, then otherwise. But I think they're kind of setting this up for Shota to eventually take the belt off Mox, probably at Wrestle Kingdom, or maybe your mate David Finlay.
Are they gonna have Moxley main event Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, why not?
Because they didn't have fucking Kenny and fucking Osprey in the main event when it should have been the main event.
Yeah, but mate, what was the main event that night?
It was Naito and fucking what's his puss? Big Skull. Sanada, there we go. Grey Skull.
That was a different Wrestle Kingdom.
It was Okada. It was Okada and Naito again then.
Was it Okada Naito?
Probably.
Was it? I can't remember this. I'm gonna look this up.
It was Okada and someone.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got,
I think it was Naito or Jay White. I'm sure it was Naito though.
I thought it might have been Okada and Jay White.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
What was it? It was Wrestle Kingdom 16, wasn't it?
Wrestle Kingdom 16!
Kenny Omega!
IWGP Heavy Skill!
No, that was a different year. Hang on. It was 17. 17. It was... It was Okada Jay White.
There you go.
To be fair, that was also a very good match.
No. Don't give me that. It should have been Omega Osprey. You know it should have been.
It should have. But...
It's WrestleMania fucking X7 all over again. No, X8. My bad. X8.
Well, it should have been Rock Hogan.
Yeah, it should have been Rock Hogan.
Yeah, that's fair.
The title has to go on last. Okay.
I mean, it
should, but then you should build up a good story for it. But they didn't.
They should have done one of those like vote gimmicks they did when everyone voted to put was it Nakamura and Styles on main event instead of Naito and Okada?
Yeah.
And Naito was fuming. Yeah, but who do you think Mox drops it to then? If not, I can see him holding it till Wrestle Kingdom.
I don't think he's main event in Wrestle Kingdom though. I can't see New Japan having someone else from another company main event in Wrestle Kingdom.
Tanahashi, mate, you here?
Fucking.
Do you know many people in that company have like? Well, actually, no. There's been a few title changes since, but at one point there was like 3 people who weren't signed to New Japan who had belts.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Same.
Nah.
One of them being your boy Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, he deserves all the titles. It's fine.
He had a banger with Ishii on Windy City Rise as well. He tried to out headbutt Ishii, which was a bad idea. But,
yeah, that's not. He has no neck for a reason.
Yeah, and Ishii hit a zigzag as well, which was like which like legit like gave me a nosebleed. Like, what's going on? Why is Ishii doing this?
He's stealing the show, baby.
What Ishii is?
Yeah.
The wanted man, Tomohiro Ishii. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Here to show the world.
He's here to show the world.
He's gonna cook Miro. Anyway, let's move on from that before we get too deep in the weeds on that one.
If we talk about Nick Nemeth for much longer, I might just
Yeah.
a likelihood might form on camera.
Let's talk about something that upset me. I don't know if you've seen this. So Trent Beretta turned on Orange Cassidy and best friend split up.
And even pushed his mum away.
He did. And then he whispered something to Chris Statlander, and she seemed kind of on board with it. And then Chuck Taylor came out on Rampage looking all emo and looked like he was going to murder Orange Cassidy. And then he walked up looking really sad to Trent and then walked away looking really sad. It's all depressing.
Why do all good things come to an end? It's sad.
Yes.
And all the bad things just continue and continue.
Like the Jericho Omegaverse.
Yep. I was going to say much worse things that were not wrestling related, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that because I didn't want you to go down like.
Yeah, well, yeah, just carry on.
I didn't want you to say the phrase specifically, the Tory government and 10th. Yeah, but this is a really, I thought it was a really good heel turn though, because I didn't see it coming, and
it was very out of the blue.
Yeah, like they teased it ever so slightly every now and again with Trent for like the last 2 years, but when it happened, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and it gives Orange Cassidy something to do, like get his teeth into, like outside of
a proper invested storyline and not just matches for the titles, for the international title. Yeah, like an actual storyline you can put proper build into for Orange.
Hey, he had Mimosa Mayhem. Don't forget that.
His last one was with Jericho. That was what, a year and a half ago.
It was longer than that, mate.
It was longer, exactly.
They didn't have fans.
Exactly. That says it all. It was COVID times.
Yeah.
Give Orange something to fucking go for. Do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I loved Orange Cassidy's international title run. Both of them. I thought both were excellent. But it's cool to see them actually giving Orange like something to kind of develop him as a character, as opposed to
not just going on the camera going, yeah, sure,
just being a fight champion. But yeah, I still get upset when I see that shot of Trent hitting the running knee on Orange, and Chuck just looking sad in the background. That's the worst part.
Was it not the fact that they were going for the best friend's hug as well?
They went for the hug after they lost to the Young Bucks.
Yeah, it's
and
sad.
It was Trent that lost.
Yeah,
Trent got pinned, and then he hit Orange with sexy Chucky knee, and
it was sad.
Yeah, I'm very gutted about that because I really want a best friends world tag title run. Unless Chuck Taylor turns heel and then we get heel best friends as tag champs, I'd be okay with that. But Chuck Taylor's like his emo Spider-Man phase at the moment.
I know what I've just figured out. I've big brained it. You want to know what it is? You want to know why they've split up?
Why is that?
Okada said to Tony Khan, you have to split the best friends up because only I can do the camera pan. There we go. We've sussed it.
Okada's friends with best friends?
That's not the point. No. Chaos is no more. Well, it is, but not. It's not, okay?
he did. Remember, he did the Okada like boat ride with the Rocky and the best friends.
Yeah.
Orange wasn't there. Yeah. Trent had a little paper cowboy hat on, bless his little cotton socks.
That'll be why Okada's just like, only I can do the big pose and do the camera pan. It's fine.
Is that the backstage politics version?
Yeah, backstage politics. You won't see the footage of that. Yeah.
I hope we do now. Now you said that.
I know. We just pushed it into existence.
Just so you're like, see, I told you.
fucking tell you.
Right, let's move on anyway. So Tony Khan said that March was going to be a big month for AEW, and he wasn't lying. We also had Adam Copeland win the TNT title in an I Quit match against your father and mine, Christian Cage.
Everyone's father.
All our fathers. In a absolutely brilliant I Quit match. This was fucking great. Who'd have thought two guys in the 50s could have a banger like this?
I know, it's the whole edgy side of AEW. That's like you would never have got that in WWE ever.
Well, it felt like very much like an Attitude Era style of match.
Yeah, which is what we all clamor for these days.
Apparently, but then as soon as you show some fucking footage from a CCTV camera, everyone loses them.
What was that called again? Oh shit! From Attitude Era, where Big Show got piss on his shoes.
GTV. As soon as they do their own GTV, I bet you there's fucking Dustin Rhodes who released that footage.
Or you had the GTV of the camera in the roof of the locker, and it was just all the women stripping, getting changed. It's like, you dirty bastards.
Wasn't there one of Al Snow eating out of a bin as well?
Yeah. I'm sure Val Venus was getting all sexual assaulty with somebody tail one. I remember that.
What wasn't it when he looked at the Big Show's lash and went, "RC, why'd he call you the Big Show?" That's probably how he got all those head injuries, mate. But yeah,
it's a tangent of GTV.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, they're back to the I Quit match because it was very good. I quit.
You went Canadian there, yeah?
A little bit French Canadian, eh? But yeah, it was very good. They did like all the hockey stuff because it was in Toronto.
Canada, of course.
Yeah. Eventually, the patriarchy came out and started like beating shit out of Copeland. So Daddy Magic and Danny Garcia came out and like made the save, and then the handcuffed Christian to like the ring post.
Yeah.
And Adam Copeland kept hitting him in the balls with a big board with nails in.
A big
spike.
What did the best call it?
Janice,
that was it. A big Janice.
Oh, we don't have a TM Faye this week because Faye isn't here.
We could do a TM Faye.
Could do a TM Faye if you want to have a little look for one. However, we have just got an Abyss mentioning, so
yeah, it's fine.
She'll probably have just been overcome by like some existential dread and not know why.
Abyss with his Hulk Hogan Hall of Fame ring that turned him into the Hulkster brother. There's your TFA. There you fucking go.
Hey, we've already done that one, mate.
Oh!
that was the one that like broke Faye.
Yeah. I definitely listen to all the podcasts that we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was just I was just making sure that
don't worry about it. But yeah, Copeland has since brought back the Cope Open as well. And his first challenger in the Cope Open was our next kind of talking point, which was your friend and mine, our Deathmatch King, Matt Cardona.
Mate, didn't even. I still have that memory. Was it Ryan that asked for a photo with him in Liverpool, or was it you? It was one of you.
It was Ryan. No, Ryan. It was when Ryan went up to him and was like, "You're not my Deathmatch King."
Yeah. And
he was just like, the most polite way to tell him to fuck off was like, "I don't know what you're saying." And Ryan was just hammer going, "You're not my Deathmatch King." Like, I don't know what you're saying, pal. And then he just walked away from him.
I have a memory of someone asking him for a photo, and it might be me actually. Was it me?
You asked if you could hold the belt, and he went, "Yeah, it'll cost you £30."
I swiftly says, "I fuck right." Walked away from him. You're not worth that much, pal.
After we'd already got a free picture with him.
Joke's on you, pal. You just got carnied
Um,
by fucking audience members, you
but
fucking
so
neep.
let's pivot away from Cardona on the Cope Open for a moment because we've got a lot of Matt Cardona talk. Because this week it sees 4 years of Matt Cardona on the Indies, and to say he's fucking smashed it would be an understatement, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
like as
he,
much as he's not Blake Christian heat, he is literally actual heat. Good heat.
yeah, he,
So
he's he's awesome. I fucking love my Deathmatch King. Uh, can't
woo
wait,
woo
can't
wanker.
the woo woo wanker indeed.
Woo woo wanker. Yep. Yep.
He's been called out Mox for the fucking IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Can you imagine the piss that would boil? Not that he can because he's also injured.
There is a whole storyline there, like for
Yeah,
it, if they do go that route.
Mox murdered them for the GCW title.
Yeah. After pretending to, uh, Matt Cardona got the title from Nick Gage by pretending to be Moxley. Everyone go mad, and then way,
Yeah,
and then John Moxley actually did it.
I I remember the day that Matt Cardona won that belt, and you like being the angriest I think I've ever seen you.
I was probably very, very drunk, and the fact that your GCW champ was
It was it
fucking
was the,
Zack Ryder.
it was the next day. We were
Yeah,
recording a podcast the next day, and you were fucking still angry.
because at the time he hadn't made his name on the Indies
And
like
he
properly
just beat Nick Gage in a death match.
for the title. Yeah, like
Yeah.
sure.
I I would have done the same thing if I was Brett Lauderdale.
Would you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah, like the reinvention of his character, like he's fucking awesome. I love Matt Cardona. He's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Um,
he's his past 4 years. Like, yes, fair enough. I hated that point, but after that, it has been constant of just great on the mic. He's
yeah.
obviously got Steph Delander there for storylines. He's now got Jimmy Lloyd,
Well,
but
Broski
Broski
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Lloyd.
Who Shane Douglas annihilated in the clusterfuck, and I popped. I heard that music, right? I heard that music when he came out as number 2 at the clusterfuck. And oh, you bastard. I heard the music. I was like, is that fucking Shane Douglas? And then he came out. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I, I love that Shane Douglas was just trying to do the old Shane Douglas shtick.
Oh,
And
he couldn't. He was struggling.
he kind of looked like shit, but
Yeah, he looked
every
awful.
everyone was just made up that Shane Douglas was wrestling in Philly.
But also, he did fucking eliminate like the first 8 people.
Yeah, and then
Willy nilly, like it was nothing.
they got murdered by Tommy Dreamer,
Yeah.
like like tradition would dictate. Um, I'm just sad that we didn't get Tommy Dreamer in a trench coat at the Hall of Fame. Um,
Have him chewing tobacco was for that. It's fine.
don't worry about it. But yeah, back to Cardona. He did also, as I say, he answered Adam Copeland's open challenge in the Cope Open on Collision, and he came out as the Deathmatch King. Like
Disgusting.
he was in full GCW Matt Cardona mode. It's fucking awesome.
Macho. If you don't watch AEW, it's literally like Macho King inspired gear, but he's a deathmatch king. Is exactly what it is.
Yeah, and he had a fun match with Copeland as well. I enjoyed it. He managed because everyone was like holy shit when Cardona come out, and then he managed to get the crowd to turn on very quickly.
Oh yeah, like as Matt Cardona usually
by just
does.
Being an absolute piece of shit.
No, it's called a broski. Okay,
That's true. That's true.
he was being a broski.
Yeah, I lost my shit when Cardona come off.
The
That was
fact
cool.
that the fact that I hate that word so much that I'm just going broski like it's two separate words.
Broski.
It hurts me when I say it.
What when you say broski?
Broski. Is it the
Yeah,
Scottish accent that's making it sound funny?
broski.
Broski.
Um, but yeah, we mentioned the collective there. Should we talk about that?
Oh,
Because
come on then.
I know you're still recovering your sleep from the collective.
Fuck me.
Um,
It was a bad.
it,
I say a bad 4 days. The wrestling was good. I was
the rest,
very, very minging.
yeah. We won't like obviously cover everything
No.
extensively because I think everyone should take some time to watch the collective because it was very good.
If you've never watched an independent wrestling show, go watch Spring Break and the Clusterfuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'd say
if you want more like actual wrestling style as an indie show, watch Bloodsport, where
well,
Shayna Baszler was on the card.
Bloodsport's more MMA, isn't it?
MMA, ground and
it
pound, tap out or knockout to win. No ropes, just graps.
oh, it's great. Yeah, that I mean everything on the collective was good. We got obviously the Fire, the show. There was Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 10. Let's see what else we got. DDT goes Philadelphia.
That
Tokyo.
that that opening show, the Defy show, is very good. By the way, it was a good. Usually they put like a shiter show on to start with. They have done every year, but for some reason this Defy show stood out on its own as a
Yeah,
good opener for the 10 shows that they done.
we got G Money on it as well, didn't we?
Yeah, Gene White, you had
Keith Jacobs.
it was yep, they were all in that fucking rumble that you didn't know was a rumble until it happened.
Yeah. Um, Man like the recent Michael Oku versus the Bollywood Boys.
Yep, and your main event was Gringo Loco and Kenta as well.
Yeah, which yeah.
I pointed out to Ryan Kenta's like funny scar on his armpit, and
Yeah.
Ryan done what I usually do. Was like, oh, I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, I'm just saying what else we had. We had Tokyo Joshi Pro, Progress at the show, Joey Janela's Spring Break 8, and then the Clusterfuck Forever.
Right. For anyone that hasn't watched the clusterfuck, right? This is how it was long.
It was most of the show.
You had a carny Punjabi prison match that wasn't a Punjabi prison. It was bamboo. Sorry, they said it themselves. Not bamboo sticks, bamboo staffs. And they were parcel taped together to make a cage. Parcel tape. The weakest tape possible.
Because they're carnies and they need to pull it down quickly.
That is true.
Yeah, also there was Big Gay Brunch and For the Culture, which highlight LGBTQ and Black and African American talent, which is cool to see.
I will say the clusterfuck, it's about the match itself. It's a rumble. It's about an hour and a half long.
It was longer than that.
It was longer than that.
It was about 2.5 hours.
There was 87 entrants. Most of them were tag entrants, though. So 2 came out at a time. But I would say this. Your final 3, if you don't know if you've never watched a clusterfuck, the final 3, right, were Nick Gage, who everyone knows is a deathmatch legend, fucking Yoshihiko, who's a sex doll from Japan, right, and Mike Crowman, who is literally 2 foot tall. What's that for a final 3 for a rumble? Like, if you don't know what the clusterfuck is, that should title it and envision what the rest of the match is like.
I loved when Yoshihiko come out and Paro was terrified. And whenever anyone went near him, Paro's going, "Don't do it! Don't do it! He's dangerous."
We had Wheatus playing for a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then Nate Webb killed the guy because he got his music cut off.
Yeah. We had people eating chicken around the ring whilst the show was going on. We had we let it. Fair enough to Paro, by the way. I'm giving Paro all the due for that clusterfuck because
I know it was MVP of the clusterfuck.
Everyone else had that stayed in it a while, had good 10, 15-minute breaks. Whereas Paro, he seemed to be in and out, in and out, in and out. It's fair fucking play that you're a part of all this whilst everyone just has a massive breather.
Yeah.
Fair play to you, Paro.
I'm trying to think who else was good in it. There was that guy, I can't remember, it was a CPA, the guy who had 3 shirts on.
Yeah, CPA, yeah, and I think it was about 5 by the end of it.
Yeah, he had a button-up shirt with a tie.
He literally just looked like an office clerk with a checkered shirt. Yeah.
And he'd take the shirt off and he had the exact same shirt on underneath with a different tie.
Yeah. But every time he took the shirt off, everyone popped like mad.
I love as well that like Manda's just ended up with a tie around his head for the rest of the match.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, it was one of the better clusterfucks I think we've had. It was very good. There was also I want to give a little shout out to Mansoor versus Effie. I thought that was awesome. They had a I Quit match.
Yeah.
Mansoor tried to kill Ali Catch with the drill. An actual power drill.
That had on, right?
Without
Come on now. Thing. It was not a power drill, right? It was an impact screwdriver.
Was it?
Sorry, it's not even an impact screwdriver. It's a cordless screwdriver. So you can't even put drill bits in it, Jay. All it does is put a screwdriver piece in it, and it's to pull in and push in and pull out screws. That's all it is.
I didn't know that. I don't use tools.
Well, you see, I've just ruined that for you. So there you go.
Fuck you, Aaran.
So unless you're digging the screwdriver piece weirdly at full force into a skull, it's not really gonna make you bleed everywhere. It's probably just gonna hurt your head more than anything. It's like hitting a conker off your head numerous times.
I imagine Effie didn't know that.
Well, Effie apparently didn't know that because he went, I quit. Hate to spoil that match for you boys.
That's all right. I'm just having a look at some of the other shows. So the DDT show was very good. We watched that live, didn't we?
We
live,
did, yes.
very drunk.
Very drunk.
We got Cheetan versus Dandadad.
Yeah, just it wasn't even announced. It just happened.
Yeah,
it was the best 5 minutes of the weekend.
Mao and Billy Starks had a really good match. Takeshita murdered Shunma Katsumoto. Yuki Uno versus Speedball was a banger.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what else is on that card. If
there was a show that finished an hour and a half early as well. That's the only bad thing that happened this weekend with GCW.
Was there?
There was a show that finished an hour and a half early. The one that Yoshihiko is meant to be main eventing. It was it a DDT one? No, because Mike Bailey was in a 6-man tag. It was a 14-man tag that it cut off on halfway through.
Was it the JCW?
Yes, yeah, GCW versus the World.
Versus the World.
Yeah, that one cut off. It was you missed the whole main event and half of the 14-man tag.
Have they put that back up since?
No. It must have been a feed.
The start of the DDT show, they had problems with the feed as well, didn't
they? Yeah. The whole show, there was a cut black screen every so often.
As when we started it and we were watching it from we sat there waiting for it to start on Fight TV. It just come in halfway through CCK and and Keaton Shota.
Yeah.
It's also a fun match. Any other matches that stood out for you on the weekend?
Most of the spring break card was good. I got to see Nemeth on
Bloodsport was very good.
It was very good with Bailey. That was good shit.
Yeah, we also had Charlie Dempsey versus Matt Mikowski, which was really fun.
Yeah.
As you mentioned before, Shayna Baszler versus Masha Slamovich, which was awesome. Timothy Thatcher and Axel Tischer was really good as well. And so
if you're into your MMA and like wrestling, Bloodsport is a weird in between. You'll enjoy it.
yeah, it's essentially no ropes, knockout or submission only, or referee stoppage, and it's a good laugh.
Good shit.
I enjoyed it a lot. Um, yeah, let's have a little look. See, have we missed anything while we're talking on the subject of the collective, or anything else
No,
to kind of shine a light on?
no, just
I haven't watched it yet because I'm still catching up, but I am looking forward to seeing Bussy versus Breezango.
it was quite good actually. Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard it was good. I just
yeah.
haven't got around to watching it. So I will get to that. Punjabi prison match was fucking mental as well.
It was mental, but it looked corny as shit.
For all the wrong reasons.
Oh, for all the wrong reasons. It was a weird experience, that's for sure.
It was like a fever dream.
Saying that clusterfuck show is literally a 2 match show,
Yeah,
but one of
yeah.
the matches is that long.
We did also get Matt Cardona versus Blue Cade, which was fucking incredible.
I have seen everyone on the internet shit on that match. It was
Why?
meant to be, I don't know. They're like, oh, all the matches were so good, but that match. It's like that match wasn't meant to be good in terms of wrestling. It was meant to be a comedy match. It was meant to be, oh my god, it's Blue Cade.
Yeah.
Like,
I,
don't. It's like
I,
it's like going back to 2006 and going to say a Great Khali match is fucking shite because he didn't do good wrestling. Of course, it's going to be shite if you're there to watch the Great Khali pull off a good wrestling match. You fucking idiot. Like,
I,
it's all about spectacles. Like, no one wants to see Omos pull off a good match, do they? They just like that he's fucking 7'4" or whatever.
I, I did enjoy when Blue Cade pushed Jimmy Lloyd off the stage on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like the Kane and Matt Cardona and Zack Ryder.
Proper Matt Cardona spot is great.
Oh, it's fucking great. I
Do you know who the identity of that Zack Ryder was? No one seems to know.
No.
No one has a fucking clue who it was.
Was it not just some intern?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, actually, because he was in the clusterfuck as well, wasn't he?
No, he came out with Jimmy. He wasn't on his own, no.
Fair enough. Maybe he's like Jimmy Lloyd's intern.
Maybe.
Jose
the assistant just dressed up.
Because they said Zack Ryder when he come out, so I'm guessing
he was Zack Ryder, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who it was, but it was funny.
It was good shit. I enjoyed
absolutely the stupidest bollocks, but in the best way.
In the best way, and the internet shout on it, but go fuck yourself, internet. How's about that?
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, fuck them. Also, final for the GCW collective statement every single time: Blue Cane is pro-choice.
Yes, Blue Cane is.
Blue Cane is pro-choice.
Blue Cane is better than Red Cane.
That is true. For anyone that doesn't know the story, the last TNT GCW shows we went to the weekender, I took a sign that said Blue Cane is pro-choice because he was in a match, and everyone loved it.
They did.
They did.
They did. Also, fuck Glenn Jacobs.
Fuck Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah. Right. There was one of the show we're going to talk about from like that was sort of collective adjacent, which was Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. Did you watch this?
No, I was too busy watching Collective.
Have you not had a chance to watch it yet?
I had a full weekend of Collective.
That's fair, mate.
Collective and WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's fair. There was a lot of wrestling. Like as I said before, I'm still catching up on some of the collective. But yeah, we had it was a very good show. As Ring of Honor pay-per-views generally tend to be.
The issue I always have with Ring of Honor is it doesn't feel like a main show when it should, and usually most of the cards are usually they're just good matches. There's no, yes, fair enough. A couple of matches, you have the storyline there, but you want
Yeah,
realistically most of the card to be like that, especially for Super Cardona, which is their big show every year.
a big show. Yeah. Well, they
Yeah,
had a few. They did have the debut slash return of formerly known as Black Taurus, to me and Joe known as Drugs Mule, now
Drugs
going on,
Meal.
now going under the name the Beast Mortas with a cool new mask, and he absolutely fucking murdered Blake Christian. So you'll probably like that.
Ah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it was a really good match to be fair. Only about 10 minutes, but it was very fun. Um,
Fucking hell, a Blake Christian match. It didn't go over 50 minutes. Fucking hell.
he had to get to spring break. That's what I mean.
That is true. I did have to witness him in spring break. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, just going through there was a couple of the good matches. There was a lot of Stardom stuff on this as well. So Mariah May faced Momo Kogo, and on the pre-show, on the main show, there was a 6-woman tag match, which was May Sarah and EXV, which is Mina Shirakawa and Maika, defeating Saya Kamatana, Tam Nakano, and Azumi. That was really fun. Mina Shirakawa's entrance music always gets stuck in my fucking head whenever I hear it for like days because it's just a banger. But yeah, that was a really fun match. Really showcased Stardom. Obviously, there's a lot of talk there going into Forbidden Door this year as well.
Is that not the Tony Storm one as well?
No, that was the actual Stardom show. Tony Storm showing up and
Right.
called out Mina Shirakawa for a match at Forbidden Door. And then Azumi has since come out because she wrestled on Collision this week, saying that she'll next be over for Forbidden Door. So it looks like there's going to
Ooh.
be quite a lot of Stardom stuff going on, which is cool because that was my biggest criticism of the last 2 years. Forbidden
Well,
Door,
it's all under the New Japan ilk anyway, so
yeah, but it was Rossi fucking blocking all that shit, wasn't it?
yeah.
Because they had to negotiate it with him, and he was like, no, no. But yeah, that's cool because one of my biggest criticisms of Forbidden Door was that they've got Stardom right there, and they didn't have any women's matches on the cards.
Well, they did have women's matches, but they were
It,
just
they
normal
had
women's matches that would be on every other AEW show.
Was that not only on the first one? Last year's I don't think had a women's match, if I recall. Which was still either way, still shit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm glad to see that there's going to be more Stardom involvement though. Kyle Fletcher and Lee Johnson had a really good match for the ROH TV title. Let's see what else stood out there. Billy Starks won the ROH Women's TV Championship by faking a neck injury and turning heel. To be fair, this was boss because they did the whole like, oh no, like stop the match, and like they were taking the camera off her, and then as they were helping her out the ring, Queen Aminata was like holding like the ropes open, and like as Billy's getting helped out, she just breaks free and German suplexed her and just got her in a fucking sleeper and choked her out. It was very good.
To be fair, if you're going to do it properly like that, where you take the camera off and things,
the crowd fucking hated it. They were furious. They were so
really,
angry. We actually got so much heat for it. It's good. I'm a big fan. There was a surprise ROH 6-man tag championship match.
yes, because I got a message whilst watching Spring Break about this.
Yeah, it was Bullet Club Gold versus Murder Grandad and Monster Sauce.
And so basically, I got the message whilst watching Spring Break at the time, going was from Sarah. It was was Minoru Suzuki on Spring Break? I was like, yeah, he was in the opening match. By
He
this
was in the
point,
opening match.
by this point in Spring Break, I think we are about 2 hours in or something. So it was a good
Yeah.
length in, and basically, she was like, "Oh, right." So he's now in Ring of Honor at the moment. It was like, to be fair, the car journey itself is only like an 11-minute car journey between the two arenas.
They probably had he probably had the same taxi Blake Christian and Tony Depp and got back to GCW.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that was one thing with Suzuki, he did the same thing 2 years ago as well, where he wrestled in the ROH TV title match, and won that title, and then he went straight to fucking spring break and murdered Effie.
Yep, it was great.
Yeah.
But we did
So
have Effie kiss murder granddad that day.
we did, and he told us a lovely story about that before we interviewed him, which I'm gutted we didn't get in the interview.
And I'm pretty sure I put that in my top 10 matches just for that kiss last year.
I love that match. I think it's fucking great.
It's great. It's fantastic.
This match was really fun. It was essentially Murder Grandad just stalking Jay White and trying to kill him, and Jay White just freaking out the whole match.
Yeah,
and then eventually shitbagging the fucking Blade Runner on I think it was Alex Zane, pick up the win. We then got a match that I think you're gonna probably enjoy for the level of silly bollocks, which was Dalton Castle versus Johnny TV in a fight without honor.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it was just silly.
Good.
Dalton Castle got all like a conga line of boys to come out and just kept throwing them at John TV, and he threw this really fat one who like fucked it up. And Johnny TV was kicking the shit out of them, Jack Cartwheel came out dressed as a boy, cartwheeled his way down to the ring, and then did like a big fucking plancher on Johnny TV.
Yeah.
And then you got Paul Walter Hauser dressed as a boy, murdering John TV. And then Dalton Castle just hit bang. Oh, all the boys abducted Taya Valkyrie and ran off with her. And then, yeah, it was just, it was just silly bollocks. It was fucking great.
You need silly bollocks in wrestling from time to time.
Yeah, especially because the two matches that followed were like the two big world title matches. So you had Athena defending the women's world title against Shida and retaining, which was probably the best match of the night.
Yeah.
It was really fucking good. And then Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe, which wasn't meant to be no holds barred. Pretty much ended up no holds barred. Mark Briscoe came out to the Lynyrd Skynyrd song "Bring Me Back My Bullets," which was "Give Me Back My Bullets," sorry, which is obviously what the Briscoes used in ROH and on the Indies.
On the Indies, yeah.
And then he won the ROH World Title by beating Eddie. It was cool as fuck. 11 years to the day that Jay Briscoe won it, which was nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
it was a very, very, very good match as well. Again, as I say, ROH very rarely miss with these shows, don't they? There's always going to be something for it, like some really good matches.
As I say, there's always good wrestling on them. Just sometimes they lackluster the story of it.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, yeah, you had the story of Dalton Castle versus John TV.
Yeah,
it was just 7 weeks of silly bollocks, and then the boys getting eaten by a bear, and then Dalton Castle throwing a load of boys at
other boys
from
the Catholic school that he owns. Yeah.
So next up on our list of things that we're talking about, we've got a new promotion to cover. Ooh!
Oh gosh, another one.
Yeah, so we mentioned Stardom while we were talking about ROH. Their former president Rossi Agawa announced the formation of his brand new promotion, Dream Star Fighting Marigold, where he definitely didn't contract Tampa a load of Stardom wrestlers away from Stardom. That definitely did not happen. Absolutely not. There's no reason why he got fired from Stardom for contract tampering. Nope.
What was the clause? If starting a new company, I could take this person, this person, this person, this person, all under my demand.
Well, he took a lot of the bigger names. So they did a press conference a couple of days ago, the 15th of April, for anyone keeping track. He announced the first 7 wrestlers as being Julia, who will be going to NXT eventually.
Utami WrestleMania in the box with everyone.
She was. Utami Hayashishita, Mai Sakurai, Mirai, Yuzuki, as well as Takahashi, and now Ishikawa. Um, they also revealed that Sarai or Sarai
Yes. We had this conversation. I had to ask Joe actually on Mania weekend. Who was that lassie on NXT 2.0 that had her grand's ashes in her necklace and turned into a
yeah.
wee schoolgirl? It was just
Well,
weird we had that conversation now that this has been brought up. Yeah.
she's going to be feuding with Julia. Um, it's going to be Julia and a mystery partner versus Sarai and a mystery partner.
Her grand coming
Um,
back for the dead.
they actually teased that it might be the Great Sequoia, which is Muta's daughter. Which would be cool because she did the green sick on Rossi because he deserves it.
Right.
Creepy bastard.
Creepy bastard.
Yeah, but they announced a run of shows starting May the 26th all the way through to June the 29th. And that they also announced some other Joshi wrestlers from Actress Girls. I think I've named that right.
Sure.
Be there, yeah. Sure as shit. And that some of the three foreign wrestlers, Zyda Steele, Myla Grace, who used to be in NXT UK, and Bozilla, whoever that is, will also be competing. So interesting that we're getting a new Joshi promotion. Rossi's a fucking creep. Considering no, he said any girls 13 to 30 who aren't married are welcome to wrestle in this promotion. It's like, what?
That aren't married.
Yeah. Hey, 13 to 30 that aren't married. That's
Well, is the legal age in Japan not 13?
probably it's
I'm
still
sure. I'm sure it's legal to pump a 13-year-old and
it's still weird though, isn't it?
it's definitely weird. Legal age in Japan. Uh, Oh, since 18 has become the age of adulthood in Japan, one may think that almost everything somebody can do would begin around that age. However, this is not the case, and certain activities may require a different age. So, uh, why was Japan's age of consent 13? So it's not anymore.
Well, fucking Rossi
so
didn't get the memo then, did he?
Rossi did not get that memo. We have just found a bit of unethical logic in Rossi's plans.
I mean, Rossi also basically alluded to the fact that there will be an announcement in regards to working with another company, which is thought to be WWE with this. So I imagine that there's going to be some more weird shit going on with Rossi.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that was that's something that's certainly happening. I'm sure there'll be more on that when we hear from it. Last little bit of kind of like news to talk about, and then we'll go into our favorite matches in wrestling or tag team of the month.
Right.
Motor City Machine Guns have finished up with TNA and are signing with AEW. Sounds a bit more enthusiastic, mate.
They're getting on a bit, ain't they?
Still good though. You can still have good matches. You don't sound too. I mean, there's a lot of first time matches that we've never seen in AEW.
Yes, that is going to be what. Yeah, of course. It's like anyone that's getting signed to AEW, you're going to get all this hype where, oh my god, they can have a match against this or this or
and then it won't happen.
It doesn't happen, or it happens and it's absolute shit.
Remember when CM Punk signed? It's like, oh, CM Punk, Kenny Omega. It just didn't happen because CM Punk's dog man decided to bite Kenny Omega.
And Kenny Omega saved the actual dog.
While Kenny Omega was trying to save an actual dog. Yeah.
CM Punk's actual dog.
Actual dog man, Ace Steel bit him. But no, I'm excited for Motor City Machine Guns and AEW. Anyone in particular you want to see them wrestle?
I mean, any again, it's the same with whoever we said earlier. I can't remember. Mercedes Moné, it's like you've got the Bucks there, you have Lucha
Lucha
Bros
Bros.
there, you have even Private Party and
Top Flight.
Top Flight. That's the ones. I knew I was missing
FTR
someone.
have never wrestled Motor City Machine Guns madly.
There you go. There's
Um,
plenty
I,
of teams that they can that'll be good matches or should be good matches.
yeah, watch them feud with Chris Jericho for fucking 4 months now.
Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, because
The
that's
the
all
the,
that
Jeri-
everyone seems to do.
the Jericho verse.
Disgusting.
No, thank you.
Oh, let's crack out another Lionheart Chris Jericho because we all love that.
Well, have you seen that this week he trademarked the Jericho Vortex, the learning tree, the rarefied air of Jericho, and I think the other one was like the teacher or something like that.
Fuck off. Oh.
Just trademark and shit and hoping no one else can use it, and a lot of it's stuff all the people have already used. Um,
Fucking tit, man.
I
Honestly.
do agree with you. Jericho should fuck off. Like,
Yeah, please.
I mean, he was one of my favorite wrestlers. Big word being there was when I wasn't sick of the fucking sight of the cunt. But there we go.
His last good match was Mimosa May.
Whoa, no.
Oh,
Whoa.
come on then. What are you going to throw at me?
He was in that Blood and Guts with BCC and Eddie. That was fun.
Jericho didn't do much, did he? Come on,
He,
be
he got
honest.
he got giant swinged on top of the cage.
I mean, I could have got giant swinged on top of the cage.
That's true. Um, he had some good matches with Eddie Kingston.
Hmm.
He does. Annoyingly, he does have like the occasional good match, but it's like it's surrounded by like a mire of dog shit. So it's like for
And
fuck's sake.
it usually by that point doesn't mean anything either.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
he'll have like a really good match, but it'll be like after like months of everyone being sick of his shit, and it's like, oh no, man,
yeah.
man tried.
Kylie Ray didn't disappear for this.
Wow, fucking hell.
Moving on.
I might have to edit that one out.
Nah, I'll be fine. Moving on.
Right, Aaron. Right, so let's move swiftly on. What have been your favorite matches of the month?
The man. Oh, we're talking a while now. Fuck. What was the best? Whilst we're at it, what was the best match at Mania? I will give it to Seth and Drew. To be honest, I enjoyed
Yeah.
Seth and Drew. Good opener.
That was,
Your main event, Roman and Cody, that was good.
yeah.
It wasn't absolutely amazing and the best match in WrestleMania history, like the internet speaks, but it was better than last year's.
I mean, it kind of took away from the two people who were actually in the match.
That's the issue, yes. The three people
Yeah.
that came out took away the actual main event. So everyone's just going mad for these three pops of the three people coming out. Not the actual match, though.
Mm.
So take that as you will.
Yeah.
Fuck the internet.
Fuck
I
the
am the internet.
I am.
I am.
You are.
I am.
I really enjoyed we got Danielson versus Shibata. That was nice.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
That was a good old banger. Also, we obviously I mentioned before, Mox and Naito was really good, and so was Jack Perry versus Shota Umino.
Yeah.
Any specific wrestler or tag team you want to give a bit of praise to for the month?
Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey for having over those 4 days about 12 matches.
Mike Bailey is always the kind of like the star of the collective.
He was in the clusterfuck as himself, and then as a giant inflatable fucking dinosaur.
Whoa! You don't know
was
that
it a chicken? Sure. He was the chicken.
It was a chicken, but you don't know that for sure.
Oh, no, sorry, it could be Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey had already wrestled.
Sorry. I did wonder why he got eliminated like within a minute of being in
Immediately.
the ring.
Paro just threw him out the ring.
Yeah, like it meant nothing.
I'm gonna from the collective, I'm gonna say Masha Slamovich. I thought she had a fucking great weekend.
Yeah, the issue is with the collective. It happens every year. Like
Yeah.
by the like 10th show, you get sick of seeing the same people.
Yeah.
Like you've
I,
had enough of them.
I think Masha had like the most kind of big moments of it though. Like obviously she had the fight
My
with Shane there. Um
she
and
had the spring break match with
Aaron Yamashita versus the Grandad and Masato Tanaka.
and also you had a half an hour time limit draw in GCW versus the world as well, which
That against?
some Japanese women I don't know the name of.
Okay. Um
But the issue is with that match is it shouldn't have went a half an hour. It did drag a bit, but that's my opinion.
yeah.
You don't have to listen to me. It would be preferable because that's why you're on listening to this podcast. But you
She,
should
she
listen to me.
she also had a really good match at the House of Glory versus Wrestling Revolver show against Speeble,
Yeah,
which yeah wasn't as good as a match that she had with Speeble and GCW last year, but it was still very good.
yeah,
Yeah, a big shout out to Masher and Speedball because they both smashed it in the collective as you'd expect.
I think they do it every year. To be honest,
Yeah,
they do it literally every year.
yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's been us. We're done, mate. Anything you want to add to the?
Um, um, Sheamus
No,
has put on weight, hasn't he? Body shaming, yeah.
Body Sheamus.
Boy, ah,
See, I think Sheamus looks good. Just,
great,
just
great Italian white subway. Yeah,
he's just there. He's just got water weight.
he's just full of yeast. It's fine. It's too much bread eating.
To be fair, he's more like
He still looks in shape. He's just
yeah.
not as toned. That's it.
No, he's more like thick.
Yeah,
Like
it
his
still
arm,
works.
yeah. Like his arms and legs look bigger as well as his fucking like the rest of his body.
Yeah,
Like it's not
was
like
he misproportioned before?
No. As in like as in he's not just got like a beer belly and then his arms and legs look the same. Like his arm, he looks like he's like gained muscle on like his arms and legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't body shame wrestlers because they all work fucking harder than you do.
All right, Dad.
That's true, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true.
It's true.
Also, a shout out to the spooky bitch that teamed up with Nick Gage with her dandruffy hair. Aye.
Nick Gage.
Aye, against Dan House. No, teamed up with Dan House against Nick Gage, sorry.
I was going to say, Makito doesn't dandruff. How dare you?
No, my bad. The other weird Japanese woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Do you want to find a name or do you want to just leave it?
I'll be fine. The Japanese woman with dandruff hair.
Yeah.
With the voodoo doll. Yeah, that one. See?
That was a fun match, to be fair.
Everyone knows who I'm on about. It's fine.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you for listening to us. As I said at the start of the podcast, we've got Patreon coming soon. We have got this is going to be a monthly thing, and we've got more like other cooler, different things coming out that we're going to be working on. Anything you've got coming out in the pipeline, Aaron?
There's still weekly gaming stuff coming out on YouTube. So that's at least once a week just now, anyway.
We're going to be doing, at time of recording, I don't know if this is going to come up before or after the predictions, but we're going to be doing Dynasty predictions as well.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la, indeed. Which is why we haven't really mentioned Dynasty on this episode, because we are going to do predictions for that separately.
Will be recorded and done before Dynasty. It's all the same thing. It's fine.
Dynasty Warriors.
Do you usually say Dynasty or Dynasty?
I say Dynasty.
I say dynasty as well. Yeah, so it's just an American thing saying dynasty, right? It's not just me being a weirdo. Here's another one for you.
I thought it was the other way round. I thought it's Americans say dynasty and we say dynasty.
Oh, I've always said dynasty. Anyway, here's another one for you that's similar to that, right? At work today, people had like I don't want to say it because I might say it different to you. So the chocolate wafer bars that have the first word blue, what do you call it?
Blue ribbon.
You say it the same as me. You say a blue ribbon, right? The people at work, about all four of them, said blue ribband. I was like, all right, you fucking posh totties, get your pinkies up.
Fucking wrongins.
Fucking wrong, it's got blue ribbons. Ooh.
No, you know what you should do
like
there, mate?
Paco Rabanne. Ooh.
You know what you should do there? Throw them in the fucking sea.
I throw it a fucking sea calling it blue ribbons. If you
Fucking
call it
sorry.
blue ribbons, you're a wrongin'.
if you call it a blue ribbon, you might need your hard drive checking.
Aye, there's that for your outro, Jay.
But yeah, thank you. It's good to be back. As I say, Patreon, loads of new content coming out, all the other good stuff. This is going to be monthly. See you next month. Bye.
Blue ribbon.
Blue ribbon.